Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxford Ger, on this pre-match show. Rangers away to Dundee. There's my mucker Jaffa. Evening, Jaffa.
Evening, Ox. How you doing, mate?
I'm still in shock, but I'll let you tell people, and when people hear the team, they might be in shock too. Over to you, Jaffa.
In goal, Butland, Tavernier, Golson, Leon Balogun and Ridvan. Middle of the park, Lundstrom, Jack, Lammers. Up front, Seema, Wright, Scott Wright and Danilo. Substitutes, McCrory, Dessers, Cantwell, Cifuentes, Kieran Dowell, Sterling, Barisic, King and McCausland.
A few talking points. We'll start for the defence. Where did Leon Balogun come from, Jaffa?
I don't know, because obviously Ben Davies on the presser yesterday, Ox, so a wee bit of a curveball there, no doubt. That would all have been known at the time. So, you can read into that what you will, but certainly Balogun's not played much football in recent weeks, so he must be a bit rusty. Just got to hope that he's game ready, Ox, and he can get a performance out of him tonight.
And then we go to the midfield. Jack's come in, yeah?
Ryan Jack in for Ridvan.
Raskin.
Sorry for Raskin. Beg your pardon, mate.
And then Lammers keeps his place, which will surprise some people. And then Scott Wright replaces Cantwell. Now, do you think this is a sports science decision rather than a football decision, mate?
I suspect it must be, Ox, because I was at the game on Sunday against Hearts, and funny enough, quite a few people round about us were actually saying the same thing. Cantwell looked a wee bit short, Ox. I don't know, maybe he's just played too much football. I know he's come back for, not a long-term injury, but he's been out for a number of weeks. So I suspect it can only be that, because if Cantwell had been 100%, I reckon he would have been in the starting lineup. So he's maybe just given him a rest. And who knows? It could be tactical as well, Ox, because obviously he's going for pace. So he's maybe looked at Dundee and seen something in their back line that he feels that he can, that pace is going to be the thing that's going to trouble them.
Maybe. Listen, I've just got to ask you, can you sing, dance, tell jokes, mate?
Halloween, aye?
No, not at all. No, and it's just that we've been advised that the kick-off could be delayed tonight as a result of severe traffic congestion, yeah?
Not a surprise, Ox.
And approaching Dundee, yeah?
Yep, not a surprise. The roads everywhere in the Central Belt today have been horrendous with weather conditions.
So we might have to go a wee bit longer, you know what I mean? So
aye.
You might have to sing, dance and tell jokes, mate.
Oh, no bother. You and me, we can do that, no bother.
You know me, mate. You know me. Right. Okay, look, people will be shocked. I'm shocked. Leon Balogun shocked me. I maybe understand the other two in midfield with Cantwell, and I might not like it because I want him on the park because arguably he's my best football player. But you've got to think small picture, little picture, that these guys are making decisions to keep you to the firing line, and then you get it right and you're back playing. You've not got any breakdowns or rehabs, more rehab to go through, Jaffa.
Exactly, Ox, and obviously yesterday's press conference. I mean, I think Philippe Clement was getting a bit cheesed off, Ox, to say the least. After about 15 minutes, I think it was about 12-15 minutes, he was talking non-stop about injuries. And I think it was becoming a wee bit tedious, to be honest with you, because he was going round in circles. We are where we are, Ox. There's, at the end of the day, the guys were asking him yesterday, I think, what was his plan and did he have a remedy for it? Or did he have a kind of answer to the problems? And he said, yes, but I'm not telling you. I'm happy with that. I'm quite chilled with that.
Right, we better get these phone lines open. We'll get a new receptionist this evening. A first for the new receptionist. Brought a lovely packet of custard creams. Managed to eat a packet of bonbons and devour half the packet of custard creams.
I tell you what, he needs to button his shirt up when you're walking into the office, Ox, because he's looks a wee bit dishevelled. I'm thinking Brian Potter.
You know me, Jaffa. I know you'll not tell anybody. I don't mind doing a bit for care in the community, but sometimes there's a ceiling, So we'll get a new receptionist who'll be anxious to take his call because he's not working at the moment, and he's done 3 jigsaws this week. So let's see.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I've never seen anybody dunk biscuits so quick in my life. I thought I was good at dunking, Jaffa, but oh.
He likes a biscuit.
Yes, right. Yes, yeah. Right, I'll go to the team quickly and you can give your thoughts, Jaffa. Butland, Tavernier, Goldson, Balogun, Redvan, Lundstrom, Jack, Lammers, Seema, Wright, Danilo. Substitutes: McCrory, Dessers, Cantwell, Savientes, Doyle, Sterling, Barisic, King and McCausland. I suppose if you want to look for positives, mate, you've got Cantwell coming back for a long injury. He's involved and he's there. Barisic has appeared. King's appeared. Sterling's appeared. Doyle's appeared. Cifuentes has appeared.
Yep.
Yeah. I suppose if you want to be really pedantic, you look at the negative. Dessers is still on the bench, but that's another one.
And Danilo's starting, of course, Ox, which I think a lot of us were wanting that. He certainly, he affected the game in a positive manner, Ox, the minute he came on the park on Sunday. He done more than 3.5 minutes than what Dessers did in the 45 previous to him. So he's just his movement. He was playing right on the shoulder. I like his style. He's a nippy. He's nippy and he's got an eye for goal, Ox. He just wants to score goals. He's an out and out forward and. Listen, that's what we've been needing, haven't we? So it's good to see him on the park, that's for sure. And Big Seema, I presume is going to be on one flank and Wright on the other, on the left and right. So it's an interesting front line. As you say, if you want to look at the positives, him getting a start is a positive for me.
What are you making of the Balogun one, Jaffa?
Quite well. The only thing that concerns me, Ox, is the fact that he's not been playing. He's not even been in a lot of squads recently. Leon Balogun. I mean, I'm a Leon Balogun fan. I as a backup, I would have to say. I'm not saying he should be starting, but he's certainly good to have around, Ox. He's a no-nonsense defender. Again, is it tactical? Is he in there for heading ability? Because they're probably going to lump balls into the box. I think that's their game plan. So I'm wondering, I know Ben Davies isn't even on the bench, but Leon King's there, and Dijon Sterling's there. So we have got a bit of defensive cover, but I like Balogun, Ox. I think he's very good at carrying out instructions. If you give him a set task to do, he'll do it, and I think that's probably the reason why he's got the nod in front of Leon King.
And he's surprised that Bridvan's ahead of Borna. What you thinking?
Well, again, I think Ridvan's got the shot now, Ox, hasn't he? I fit Ridvan again. He was very influential in the game on Sunday. I thought he did reasonable, apart from losing the goal at the back post, of course, at the start of the game. But I thought he played his way into the game. Most of the outballs on the left-hand side were coming through him. Him and Seema had good interactions and good technical play together. So again, I think the managers probably just want to keep that, Ox. And as I say, I think Ridvan's got the shot ahead of Barisic if he's fit.
And he's setting up the same setup, 4-2-3-1.
I suspect so, Ox. I don't think they're going to deviate too much away from that because it's flexible, and it means, provided, again, hark back to it, but on Sunday, the fact that Dessers wasn't contributing to the game off ball, Ox, he's off ball movement and gameplay it's not good at all. I'm not wanting to start slating our own players, but I can only call it as I see it. I sat and watched him on Sunday, and his movement is not good. It's dreadful, to be honest with you, for a centre forward, and that impacts the back line because it meant, like for example, against Hearts, and I suspect it's going to be similar to tonight. That the guys at the back can't get involved because they're too nervous because the ball's constantly coming back off him. He's not holding the ball up, which means they can't get pushed up. I mean, there was times on Sunday against Hearts, we're sitting with 3 and 4 defenders against Lawrence Shankland. 2 or 3 of those players should be joining up into the forward play and helping stretch them and work your way through, especially this low block. So I think it'll be a 4-2-3-1, and again, it's flexible, as I said.
Scott Wright surprise you?
I think it can only be pace, Ox. Again, McCausland didn't do himself any harm when he came on Sunday. In fact, I thought young Ross was good. He certainly, he was in and around the game immediately. He was active in the front line. So it was either him. I would have liked to have seen McCausland tonight, but it's Scott Wright, and I think that's still, as you said earlier on, I think it's still better than Dessers, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, I think we'll get Danilo centre forward to give you more movement, mate.
Aye, absolutely, Ox. And the two wingers, I think that's going to be the front 3. Lammers is probably going to be sitting at the front, the front of a 10, I suspect. Central with Lundstrom and Jack, and behind them. So Danilo is going to be playing essentially as the lone striker. Lammers, Seema and Wright in the middle of the park. Lundstrom and Jack sitting in front of the back 4. But obviously, I suspect, again, Lundstrom, different player in the second half to he was in the first half on Sunday. He really got involved in the game, and he was the guy that dragged us up the park, Ox, on Sunday against Hearts. He really pushed us up. Was quite impressed with John Lundstrom's overall play on Sunday.
It looks as if the game's going to kick off at 8:05, Jaffa.
8:05 as opposed to, a 7:45 kick-off?
Yeah, 20 minutes to let traffic get there. Buses, there must have been loads of congestion, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, as I said, Ox, it just only as a matter of safety, just for everybody to stay safe, because the roads genuinely, you know what it's like with these heavy rainfalls. I mean, the roads around about the Central Belt today have been absolutely appalling.
Rangers team bus delayed, Jaffa.
Is that right? Aye.
That's not a good sign, yeah?
No, that's no good for preparation, Ox. That isn't definitely no good for preparation.
Somebody had no thought about the weather, the traffic, the roadworks that have had to happen in the last 10 days up there, yeah?
Yeah, that's bad planning, Ox. That should be, that should all be, that should be really looked into way before.
Been an accident, mate, so maybe it's something that couldn't be helped, yeah?
Possibly, Ox, and these things do happen, as I said. I know there's been a lot of that. I mean, literally since this morning, since 8 a.m. this morning, round about the Central Belt, it's been, honestly, the roads have been gridlock. I get caught up myself earlier on there, just trying to get home. So it is, I mean, obviously I'm not close to Dundee, but the roads are bad, Ox. So as I said, it's just a matter of everybody staying safe and taking their time, basically.
Where did you get the job? Start at 10, finish at 1 and get an hour for your lunch? Where do you get the job, Shafi?
Don't know, mate. Don't know. Still looking for one. 30 years at it and I'm still looking for one.
Right, come and join us. Use your thoughts on the team that Jaffa's going to read it again.
So Jack Butland in goal, James Tavernier, Connor Golson, Leon Balogun, Ridvan, John Lundstrom, Jack, Lammers, Seema, Wright and Danilo. Substitutions are McCrory, Dessers, Cantwell, Cifuentes, Dowell, Sterling, Barisic, King and McCausland.
There's substitutes, there's no substitutions, about verbs and nouns and that. Yeah, I don't think they got that in your school, did they?
Substitutions. That's old style, isn't it? Substitutions.
Yeah. Right, so real talking points within the team. Danilo in for Dessers. A lot of people, including myself, will be pleased with that. No offence to the boy Dessers, just that Danilo looks a better player. Then we'll get Scott Wright coming in for Cantwell, basically, Jaffa. People will be talking about that. Jack replacing young Raskin, and then Balogun's appeared for Ben Davis. So yes. There's a lot to talk about in the team tonight.
There is. I mean, that's across the three main areas of the park, we've got a change. I mean, quite a significant change, Ox. So obviously, you've just got to hope the guys are ready, and Big Leon's fit 100%, and he can give you 90 minutes because that's what we're going to need tonight. I mean, this will be a hard game, Ox. I'm not expecting anything else than a hard game. I'm fully expecting Rangers to win, but I think it'll be a hard fought game. They've been going quite well.
Yeah, I don't want to think, mate. Come on, it's not 3 changes, it's 4. I don't mind you dogging double English, but the fact that you're missing arithmetic.
If we got, where's the 4 changes?
Balogun, Jack, Danilo, and Wright.
Oh, so we have, aye, right, okay, aye. I'm thinking, I think because I was at the game in Sunday, because Danilo came on at half time, I'm just assuming he played didn't he? He came on as a substitute.
I'll give you that one, yeah. Right. Good to see Ryan Jack getting a run of fitness, yeah. And obviously he pulled out the Scotland squad. So common sense prevailed. You've got to look at who pays your wages, Jaffa.
Aye, exactly. And I think Ryan Jack, just with his injury history, Ox as well, he's not at the best of fitness. I know he's got this situation with a knee where he can only play 1 game a week. He's not getting any older either, any younger either. So, it's just I think just sticking to club football for Ryan would probably be the best option. But I get these guys are they're probably, he's getting a call up and he wants to go for it. But let's not be kidded, Ox. He's not really contributing to the Scotland setup either, is he? He's quite a bit down the pecking order.
Ryan Jack, you go back to some of the performances he's put in, he's been absolutely excellent at times. Obviously the way he plays the game, you're going to get injuries, Jaffa.
Yes, he's a no nonsense, isn't he?
Yeah, and obviously you throw that into the fact you start getting older, Jaffa. I mean, it's happened to me and you. I know it's just happened to us, but it happens to everybody, doesn't it?
It does, mate, and that's I think football's, and more so, I think the modern game as well, Ox, because fitness is so important, especially. I mean, you just heard the manager talking about fitness and conditioning and all the rest of it, and the way they eat and away for the park and all the stuff that you've got to do. And I think when you get, especially when you get that 3 in your age as a professional footballer, to play at the highest level, you've got to be the absolute peak. You've got to be putting in all the training sessions. And it's good to see Ryan getting a start tonight. I hope he can put in a decent performance, and I hope he can stay fit.
I thought he was okay on Sunday, Jaffa.
Aye, he was. He looked good, actually. Again, contributed, helped to getting the victory and getting it out of the lineups on Sunday and pushing us forward. Listen, Ryan Jack's one of us. He's a blue nose through and through. So. He loves the club just in the same way the rest of his day. But I think staying fit's his main priority right now, isn't it?
Aye, he's staying fit for himself and his family. He might not be with us next year.
Yep.
But if he doesn't, he'll be looking for a move, because that's where he earns his money, mate.
Aye. I mean, that's that. You're right, Ox. And that's exactly it. So. I mean, it's not the end of his career by any stretch of the imagination. He might just have to go down a different direction if he goes down south or whatever. And I'm not saying he's going to be playing at a club like Glasgow Rangers, but you never know. Football's it's a funny old game.
Right, come and join us. Come and join us. Give your thoughts, particularly on this team. I'm in shock, Jeff. I'm in shock.
I can hear that in your voice, Sox. I think the Balogun one certainly is a bit of a curveball, and I guess the natural replacement for Raskin would have been Jack, probably. So that isn't a major surprise. Scott Wright for me is a surprise as well, Ox. And the Danilo one, I'd hoped that was going to happen, especially after the wry smile for the manager yesterday afternoon at his presser. So the Scott Wright and the Balogun one are certainly a surprise.
Come and join us. Phone the new receptionist so we can try him out. He's on trial. So, So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
You know me, Jaffer, I'm no one for spreading gossip or telling tales.
Nope.
However, look, and this is a chance for somebody, one of the listeners, to pick up a bargain. Is one of our panellists, and I want to mention their names, it wouldn't be right, but he's no managed to make the game because he's pretty ill. He's a bad way. But all I'm saying is there's 4 rolls and chopped pork up for sale if anybody wants them. We'll get them delivered quite quickly, yeah.
Anybody say just eat?
With 2 packets of discos as well if you want them, yeah.
Wonder if you could put the discos on the same roll with the chopped pork.
That's what he does, but he keeps them separate, you know.
All right.
All right, well, I've got their team. Carson Shaughnessy, Porterly, let me get that right. Lammy, O'Beck, Mouton, Stylus, Cowan, O'Donnelly, Tifon and Boyeko, yeah. Lambie, is that the boy who done a Rebo back at Livingston? Is that boy who played with Motherwell as well?
Ricky Lamy, isn't it?
So, look, there's nothing there for us to fear. We're getting in my stride, mate. If we play anything like we can, we win this game, mate. We win it easy. But we've got to play.
Well, this is part of the season, Ox. You know, these away fixtures at this time of the year, you know, and the weather conditions play a fact. This is where we've got to really step up. And I think probably fitness is more important than anything else in games like this. You know, we've got the ability in the team. We've got the pace in the team. It's just a matter of knitting it together, Ox. And I think if you give Danilo chances and put that ball in the box, I think the wee man will score. I think his goal on Sunday was an absolute cracking header. He totally wrong-footed the goalie. Brilliant move. I mean, the way he directed the ball down into the corner, great finish. So I think I'm like you, Ox. I think it's all about attitude, and it's about application, and it's about desire. And if the 11 guys on the park want to go and get the result, they can go and get the result. But you're going to have to win it. And it's like everything in our league with these teams. The second goal's a killer goal, isn't it?
Aye. You know, it changes the whole mindset. And then if you do go and get a third, the heat's just good doing. And that's when you go in and you win. You know, if you can get the third in any game of football and you're 3-0 up with 20 minutes to go, the other team, they might have a great attitude, but nobody chases the same, do they? 3-0
No.
You know?
No, the game's done, and that's, you know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Dundee here, but listen, the gulf between the level of player that they've got compared to the level of player that we've got. But as I said, Ox, conditions, you know, their park, you know, their stadium, things are levelers. I understand that in football, but I still believe we've got you know, substantial amounts of craft in there and ability in that team that can go out and win that game. But we've got to go out and do it. And that's a big challenge, isn't it? The guys have got to be up for it. Aye,
if you've not got the right attitude, that's where you come unstuck, mate. Yeah, I think the manager's alluded to that already.
Yeah. You see, you know, I like a lot of what Philippe Clement's saying, Ox, in his pressers and stuff. I really do. I do like listening to him. He doesn't say too much, and I think he chooses his words very, very cleverly and wisely. And I do like listening to a lot of the stuff he has to say, and I like the fact that he keeps his light under a bushel and he doesn't tell the press anything. And I think that's the way we should be, our club.
Yes, looks as if Mr. Fox is predicting that Dundee will line up a 3-5-1-1. No surprise, they'll try and stifle us. They'll have maybe 2 sitting, but use them 5 at the back with 3 wide, and then they'll push up with 5 when they've got the ball. And their 2 will hopefully keep our 4 busy. That'll be their tactic, yeah.
I would think so. I mean, the thing about Dens Park, Ox, is it's a good big park. You know, I think it might even be. I don't know if it's bigger than our park width-wise, but it's you know, it should be no, you know, and it's grass, of course, which helps us. So for a surface point of view, but there's been a lot of rain about today, and the last couple of days there's been a lot of rain. So again, that plays into the conditions. But if they're playing three at the back, which looks as you're saying there, as Fox is quite rightly said, I think that's a positive for us, because I think Sima could absolutely annihilate them on the left hand side.
Sima and Danilo up front give you a lot more movement than you have got when you've got Dessers in the team, mate. And that's no offence to Dessers. I'm being honest. I'm just talking about pure pace here, no ability.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't want to come across as the Cyril Dessers, bashing show. The big guy, he's just, I don't know whether there's a player there or not, because that only the time remains to be seen. But for what I've seen of him, it's his movement off the ball as well, Ox, especially in that forward position. You've got to do more than that. That's the first line of defence, especially in modern football. And he just doesn't do it. He doesn't read the game, and he's not running into space, and he doesn't come short. It was another criticism I had of him on Sunday. I don't think I saw him coming short once. On one occasion, I didn't see him coming short.
He shot once at the halfway line, miscontrolled it, and it ended up in the 18-yard box, mate.
I know. I remember that one. And I mean, that's just nothing more than lackadaisical, Ox.
Listen, somebody should show him what our club motto is, mate.
Yeah.
Because he's never ready, but that's another story, yeah?
Yeah.
But it's not about him. I mean, he can be the hero on the night, come off the bench, score a goal, but I'm just saying there's more pace there, more movement with Danilo. Yeah,
absolutely, and you that's what the wee man brings to the team. That's what Danilo brings to the team. He's right on the shoulder. He's running in behind. He's constantly on the move. He's right across the back line. He never stops, Ox. I mean, for the second half on Sunday, the wee man was really, really good. He's often people talk about the stuff you do off the ball. You can't see in the camera when you're sitting in the house. When you're at the game, you can see all that. His running was brilliant. Running in behind, dragging guys out of position, dragging guys short, taking them back again. He just didn't stop, and he's a defender's nightmare. And on top of that, I mean, he'd no right to get that ball at the back post on Sunday, but he did. His movement was excellent, Ox. It was absolutely tremendous.
He moved in, walked in, came out. It's always simple, Jeff. It always looks simple, but
but if you've got it,
stuff, it's split-second stuff. It was for people like myself. It came naturally, but you found it difficult, didn't you?
I did. Always found the going in was always easy, but it was the coming back out we always found quite difficult.
I found that you were all right going in, but you took out your lost interest, mate. But that's another story. Come and join us. We're going to give the team again the news that the game starting at 8:05, 20 minutes. There's been an accident, and one of the reasons is the team bus has been delayed. So, Jaffa, give us a team.
Rangers team tonight is Butland, Tavernier, Golson, Leon Balogun, Ridvan, Lundstrom, Jack, Blammers, Sima, Wright, and Danilo. Substitutes are McCrory, Dessers, Cantwell, Cifuentes, Dowell, Sterling, Barisic, King, and McCausland.
Well, 4 changes for the starting line-up on Saturday. Leon Balogun's come in for Ben Davis, Ryan Jack for Nico Raskin, Scott Wright for Todd Cantwell, and Danilo for Dessers.
Yes, that's the 4 changes. So, bit of a new faces in the team tonight that I've not seen necessarily starters, but just got to hope the guys are ready, Ox, and able to put get up to the level as the manager requires. And I've got no doubt that's the case. I don't think the manager would put them in if that wasn't the case, Ox.
I think he's going to be somebody who'll be playing people when they're fit. You look at the bench, and all of a sudden there's players that haven't appeared a lot, like Cifuentes is there, Barisic is there, Leon King's there, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And Todd's there as well, getting more game time, and he's, to get him back up to peak fitness. If they reckon he's not at peak fitness, you're guided by the sports scientist, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Cantwell was full of running on Sunday, Ox, but I just think he's you can see he's a bit rusty. I think that's the best way I can describe it. He still had he was involved in the game a lot, but he was getting caught, and he you know that way last season when he was really at his peak when he joined us. And he was really fit and well at it, and I think even Cantwell would acknowledge that. So I think it's probably more to do with rehabilitation than coming back into the team. But the manager probably just giving him a wee rest because he has been playing the last couple of games. He's been playing a lot of minutes, so and having Todd Cantwell on the bench, Ox, is it's that's got to be a plus as well because he can influence the game if he does come onto the game later on. And stretch it, and obviously Dujon still in there as well. There's another one, and Doyle tonight on the bench.
Yeah, they've not featured much. Yeah, so all of a sudden, but they've all come back. Ben Davis has disappeared. Nico Raskis get. When's it going to stop, Jeff?
Oh, I mean, again, Ox, you heard the manager alluding to that yesterday, saying he's never seen a story like it in his life. With so many injuries at one club, and he's clearly, it's not just a case of accepting it and going, well, we've got all these injuries. There's obviously something no right, Ox, within preparation, training. I don't know what it is. I mean, none of us will ever know what that is. But he obviously has a plan of how he's going to, sort it and rectify it, and that may take a while, as he said. It's not going to happen in a couple of weeks. But I mean, we've got to get to the bottom of this, Ox. We can't keep doing this. With the injury list that we've got.
Well, I don't mind it. When you see the Danilo one and you see Raskin, he goes for an unusual shot and his body shape's a wee bit different. Trying something, and he falls awkwardly in the ankle, and you see Danilo getting caught in the cheekbone. I get all that. That's part of the game. But some of the ones we've had that you're saying, well, what is this preparation, fitness, stretching? Is it that simple, Jaffa?
I don't know, Ox. I genuinely don't know, but certainly the list and the amount of players that we've had out, there's no football club I don't care who you are. Real Madrid couldn't cope with that. Liverpool couldn't cope with the amount of players that if they had out of their first team that we've got out of our first team. So we've got to get to the bottom of it, and I hope it is something as simple as that, Ox. Preparation or stretching, as you say, or the recovery period afterwards. When they're playing games. I mean, not that they've played that many games, a lot of these guys, because they're never fit enough to play games. But listen, we're going to, whatever he's going to do, we're going to have to change it up because, and that's a good thing about with Clement. He's been around, Ox, at really the top level in Europe, at Monaco and Belgium and Bruges and stuff. And obviously with the experience that he's got, he's got good experience. So he knows what's right, if you get my point, and he knows what's not right. So I hope he can rectify that pretty quickly.
Aye, I agree. I think he's alluded to that maybe just no strong enough, and that means they've not done enough work, they've not done enough gym work, they've not done enough training to get yourself to a certain level. Yeah, so that'd be interesting, and obviously that's a slight in the previous regime, but you're going to get a bit of that always when new people come in. They've got their new styles, Jeff. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, they tried to tease that out of him, didn't they? And I've heard a couple of the journalists having a go at him on that respect. Is it today with the previous manager? And I think you're going to get any manager worth their salt, or anybody for that matter, is going to blame it on the previous. At the end of the day, it is what we are where we are. It's a factual situation. We're having too many injuries. There's obviously something no quite right behind the scenes. With the medical team and everything else that we're doing. So we've got to get it right, and that's his responsibility. But these guys are they're never going to hang the other guys out that have left, out to dry. But I mean, I think we can all read between the lines in some of the stuff that he said that's kind of what he means, isn't it? That things have not been quite right, and that with what's been going on.
Aye, that's all about opinions. Listen, people just join us. The game's no starting till 8:05. And there's a few surprises in the selection of the Rangers starting 11. Jaffa.
Yes, there is 4 changes tonight in the team. The team tonight is Jack Butland, James Tavernier, Connor Golson, Balogun, Ridvan, John Lundstrom, Ryan Jack, Lammers, Seamer, Scott Wright and Danilo. Substitutes are McCrory, Dessers, Cantwell, Cifuentes, Dowell, Sterling, Barisic, King and McCausland.
Well, McCausland getting put the pack, getting to the first team, so fair play to him. Fair play to Robert, who went and seen him with the B team and picked him out right away, so doff my hat to Mr. Robert.
He did, Ox, aye. I spoke to Albert about him a few months back, and he was raving about him. I like the look of Ross McCausland, I really do. I think he's got a lot to offer, Ox, and he seems to be becoming more prominent, doesn't he, in the first team and in the manager's thoughts. So I don't think every time he's come on, I don't think he's done himself any harm at all. Really making an effort, and his fitness levels look really good. And he's really healthy, and he always seems to do something in the game that he comes on. He's always getting himself involved. He was involved on Sunday, and getting us up the park, to get the second goal. So I really like the look of Ross McCausland. I've got high hopes for him, Ox. I hope he goes on to be a brilliant Rangers player for us.
I wish him all the best in his career, he's 20, he's at the right time, ready.
Yep.
Looks a wee bit physically slight, but if he's got ability and a brain, sometimes that can get you by that, Jaffa.
Yeah. And I think he's got pace as well, Ox. He looks like he's got energy levels to burn. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Ross McCausland. I hope he can get a lot more game time as the league season progresses, and he can really make an impact on us. He looks a really good prospect, Ox, and again through the academy. So that's another bonus as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Aye. Well, we signed him for Linfield, yeah.
Yeah.
Brought him over, yeah.
I think he's been with us. Is that about 18 months? He's been with us now.
Yeah. Obviously knows what the club's about, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I think he's a good blue nose, Ox. So.
Yeah, wish him well, mate. Wish him well. I feel a bit sorry for the boy who Loveless.
He was just he looked again as though he was going to play a part, and then he got what looked like it was a hammy he got, Ox. So I've not heard anything about Zach Lovelace. I take it he's still out injured and probably not even back looking at like training at this stage, because that was only 3-4 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Hamstring, mate, and young boy like that, explosive player, I would think 8 weeks, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
8 weeks, and then that's maybe to start running, whether you're ready to play again, and obviously you've got to get it right with that young boy. You've got a duty to him, yeah.
Yeah. There's no point in pushing him on to putting him back into the first team or even into the B team to then, as you say, break down and we're doing is going to run in circles then. So it'll take as long as it'll take, but it did look like a badging, didn't it, when he came off against St Mirren?
Yeah,
played well that day too.
We've been joined by Scott. Evening, Scott.
Evening, guys. How you doing?
All right,
Scott.
mate. Good to hear from you.
I've not been on for a while. Still been listening, Ox, but I've just been. I was in hiding for a bit for obvious reasons.
Something you want to share with us, mate?
No, just how bad we were. That's all. I thought I'd give you a free phone tonight.
All right, mate. What's your thoughts on the team? You wouldn't have picked that starting 11, would you?
No. I was at the game on Sunday. I don't know where the Balogun one's come from. I don't know if Davis has picked an injury up or no. He's not even on the bench either.
I reckon he tweaked his back during the interview.
Or maybe taking the corners last week at Black. A strange one. I'm glad Neil's going to get a start. The difference, obviously, when I was at the game on Sunday, the Dessers looks even worse when you're actually at the game and when you're watching the telly, just his movement. I thought Dundee was moving for the goal was really good. I think it's going to be I'm just hoping I'll take a 1-0 tonight and just get back down the road, because obviously the pitch is going to be a bit heavy and the conditions aren't great either. So I'm just hoping that the right one as well. I'm not too sure about that, but we're obviously down to limited numbers in the forward areas now, so we just got to try and go with it and hope the manager's picked the right team.
Aye. Listen, obviously we think, and we might be right here, Scott and Jaffa can come in, we think that Cantwell is the sports science. Yeah, maybe the heavy pitch that would maybe get 45 out of max then, as far as his rehab goes. Jaffa?
Yeah, that's my thoughts as well, Scott. I think I don't think it's anything Cantwell's done or the fact that he's not available. I just think where he is and coming back for that injury, I think they've probably just looked at it, and maybe the manager as well. I think he appears to be going for pace up front. So, and if they're playing 3 at the back, I think that's probably more likely the manager's thinking on it with Cantwell and bring him on for 30 minutes or 35 minutes if he feels he needs them. To open them up if they're going to be camped in, if it's 0-0 or, as you say, if we're needing a 1-0. I mean, Cantwell on the bench is still a good it's a good weapon to have, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think he's the way he's been playing him, because I think he got about 75 minutes maybe on Sunday and 60 maybe the game before that.
Right after 75 minutes,
aye. So I think, and the way he's been talking as well, with the kind of fitness stuff, I think he's trying to kind of nurse these guys back. He doesn't want to give them a full 90 minutes and then they're maybe going to be injured for 2 or 3 games. So I can understand that one. I thought Jack might have come in anyway, for obviously Raskin as well. We've not heard anything about him, but he looks as though no one else will probably be up next year. It looked the way it was right.
But when you actually think about it, this would have been Cantwell's third.
The Balogun ones just came from nowhere, and I'm just hope Ridvan, because I thought Ridvan was a wee bit poor on Sunday. But we know we're going to get up here, aren't we? It's going to be a slog, and we're just going to get the battle, and then hopefully our quality will come through in the end, and we can get a result.
If you think about it, obviously with Cantwell as well, this will be his third game in 6 days.
Yeah.
Jaffa, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely down to rehab, Ox. Put it this way, I sincerely hope that's the case, and there hasn't been any, further injury issues. But I would say the way they've spoken about Cantwell, and I know there's been some stuff in the press about him about his rehabilitation. So, I think that's exactly what it is, Ox. And obviously, Cifuentes is now kind of entering into the same process as is Barisic. They'll probably get some game time, but they're probably not fit enough for anywhere close to 90 minutes.
Aye. But I don't think anybody would have predicted that team, Scott.
No, that's it. No, I certainly didn't pick that team anyway. But I think the problem is we've maybe only got about 3 or 4 players that can complete 90 minutes, and now this is the biggest problem we've got. Oh, there's somebody coming in, Ox, so let that guy come in.
I think it's AK's with us. All right, AK?
Good evening, boys.
I've done Jaffa.
Hi, Alec.
I've done Jaffa on his arithmetic and his English, but I'm going to do you on your reading. How you doing, mate? All right?
Oh dear, I didn't pass my exam very well there, did I?
No.
But by the way, you said that jigsaw that you said that I done 2 to 3 years. It says only take me 48 hours. Quite chuffed with that. Good
man, proud of you. By the way, I've never seen anybody dunk biscuits like you in my life. But what do you think of the team?
Oh boy, aye, that was different. Certainly a curveball there, but I can see the reasoning be right, because he covers the ground better and he's more disciplined than the Cantwell was in the right hand side. I think that's maybe the reasoning. But I would have still had Cantwell in there instead of the Lammers role. Balogun is
you don't think Cantwell's no starting because of sports science? His third game in 6 days, Alec?
Possibly. You could be right there. I mean, certainly all this thing about what the gaffer said the last couple of days about this, was it the cryo pod thing that they're meant to sit in? I think there's a few of them going to be sitting in that pod for now on there, aren't they?
Maybe. Anyway, talking about guys who always gives problems, we've been joined by old Davey. Evening, Davey.
Evening, guys.
Hi, Davey.
Hi. How you doing, son? I'm quite pleased with that team, guys. I think we've got a good bench, but I don't know who the first guy that came on. Was it Scott or something he was talking about? I'm more concerned about how the park will play regarding not getting any more injuries, because from what I've been hearing, it's going to be a bit heavy going. But I think we've got a good bench. But as you say, Balogun, I don't have any qualms about him. But it's good to see the manager mixing it up. That's what I picked up on.
The team have just arrived. They've literally just arrived, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Half an hour.
Yeah.
You're maybe looking at an early Ox for a kick-off then, maybe.
Aye, maybe the time they get in, get warmed up, yeah. Maybe 8:30, yeah. And the aftermatch show go to about midnight tonight, Davey. You might need to go.
Oh no. My electric blanket will be on at 9:30. I'll be in my bed at 10.
With your Horlicks.
Aye. Oh, I know then. A box of Maltesers or
We're all working men. We can't afford to run electric blankets. We don't get our sort of electricity subsidised by the working man. AK?
Well, I'm all right for the next 6 weeks. Carry on. Don't mind a late show.
You on the compen, Alex?
Oh, I'm on the Pat and Mick, definitely. Council. It's a saviour. Work with the council.
He's took some time off. Production's went up. Can't understand it. Right, okay, Jaffa. We don't know when the game's going to kick off, if we're honest. I think 8:05 maybe looks a bit, looks as if we've been a bit wishful. It still might happen, but I think a professional team will take longer to get ready, warm up, and then the game to get started, Jaffa.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Ox, I'm just reading there, it's saying on the Twitter page,
8:30.
8:30, aye. Kick off 8:30.
I was just going to say there'd be rules and regs on that.
Davey, you tape the game and enjoy it. Watch it back tomorrow morning.
Jaffa, don't encourage him. You shouldn't laugh at his silly jokes. He knows all of it. Bring it on, guys. I love it. If you're getting it to me, you're leaving somebody else alone. Where's Stevie? I wonder if he's arrived yet.
No, I'm telling you, there's four rolls in Chalkport up for sale. That you can read into that what you like.
They'll be on their second bottle of tequila Roseby now.
Trust me, the only thing the big man's on the night's Benelin. He's in a bad way. I was nearly phoning Fox for Nurse Gladys' number to get her and see him.
Rubbish chest.
He's not in a good way, the biggin. So all the rolls that were made up. He'll sell them on Sunday at the Hampden.
And they'll still be fresh.
They will be. Right, so the game's now starting to 8:30. We'll continue for the next 20 minutes, Jaffa, yeah?
Yeah, whatever you say, boss.
Unless there's some callers come in. Scott, it's one of the nights, and hopefully we just get a result now and get down the road, yeah? We can't catch a break, can we?
No, I know, it's just one thing after another. I mean, how long have we been sitting on that bus as well? Probably, but maybe the best part of two and a half hours, maybe longer. So they've got to obviously go out, get a proper warm-up. As I said earlier on, I would take a bridgeman, no injuries, and get back down the road, Ox. That's because the part's going to be heavy, and I think that's maybe why, as you said as well, Cantwell's not maybe been playing. So, even anything, just get back down the road, no injuries, and then move on to Sunday, the semi-final.
I'm hearing McCausland's had to come off the bench. He's no longer on the bench. The game's gone too late for him, Jaffa.
I mean, it's obviously, these things, they just seem to pile up for us now. But listen, look, the players have just got to deal with it. I always, when these things happen, I think the guys, it's good for spirit and it's good for camaraderie. At the end of the day, they're all in it together. So just go out and get the result, and put a performance on. Kill the game within the first 20 minutes would be even better, wouldn't it? Getting a couple of goals, that would put things right.
Aye. It's interesting. It's just anything that seems to be able to go wrong this season is went wrong. Yeah, AK.
Aye, certainly been a few curveballs in there, but see, to be honest with you, Ox, as long as everybody's getting to the game and back for the game safe and well, I'm actually glad the game's going on tonight, and I'll give you a reason why. If we didn't get that game on tonight and they win, we'd drop 8 points. I think they're playing at the weekend, we go 11 points behind. Potentially, it's psychological. If we can cut the gap and supposedly St Mirren might get something, all of a sudden it reverses the psychology and we're still on their tail. So as long as we come away with a win tonight, everybody gets home safely. I'm definitely glad that we're playing tonight.
I'm really pleased that you can add 5, 3 and 3. Really pleased about that, yeah. Davey?
Hey, I failed my quality.
No surprised at that, Davey.
You are too young to remember what that is. I think you called it 11 plus. But that was fixed and all. The teacher at my school just didn't like me. He says, "You're not going to a senior secondary, you're staying with us."
Oh dear. What was your specialised subject, Davey?
Sex.
Maybe that was your issue, mate.
Aye, that's how I left when I was 14. They wouldn't let me stay. I was 15.
And to be fair, there's a name for that when you date on your own. Jaffa?
Oh, Davey, that's brilliant. I don't know what to say after that. So you want to know the team tonight, Ox?
Yes, please.
Butland, Tavernier, Golson, Balogun, Ridvan, Lundstrom, Jack, Lammers, Seamer, Wright and Danilo. Substitutes, McCrory, Dessers, Cantwell, Cifuentes, Dowell, Sterling, Barisic, King and McCausland.
So that means the game's last about 200 minutes now. Starts at 8:30, so the second half will start near enough 10:15. So it'll be nearly 11:15 before the game.
That's mental, isn't it?
I mean,
Hereby
really?
we'll obviously got that history lesson now about old Davy.
He's been called worse, mate. By the way, you talk about abuse. When we phoned him up to invite him to the do, you heard the abuse he gave me on the phone. Right, let's get back to the football.
Sorry, I was reading there on Twitter that Dessers was driving a bus and he's missed every turn half on the way up. That's how they're late.
That one's already been cracked, mate. They reckon they missed the bus and that's how they're late. They had to go back and Right. Look, Jaffa, we've got the team. It's a 4-2-3-1. We've got options on the bench, yeah. We've got Cantwell to come on. Leon King's there. We've got Cifuentes to cover the, just cover the defence. Barisic is there if Ridvan. He's Sterling there for Tav. So they're starting to be covered, yeah. Dowell can go in and play for where Lundstrom and Jack are playing. So all of a sudden we've got people to refresh the tank, yeah.
Yep, and it would be good to see Cantwell come on in the Lammers role on the 10 Ox. If he gets his 30 minutes, 35 minutes a night in the second half, it'd be good to see Cantwell playing that number 10 role, where I think that's his best position and where he's most influential in the game. I mean, I watched him again on Sunday. He was outright. I just don't. I think he looks a wee bit. I think he looks a wee bit lost at times. Ox. He's definitely more. See, playing at the top of the 10, right behind the strikers. I think that's Todd. And the quicker we can get Todd Cantwell into that position, playing that role where he just floats about on the edge of the box, I think that's where you get the goals from Todd Cantwell. I don't think you're going to get so many goals from him out on that right hand side, Ox. I don't think he can get into the box and the pace that he needs to get there, and do the kind of damage that he needs. We all know he's capable of doing, and the 1-2s and stuff like that. So it'll be good to see Cantwell come on tonight. That's what I'm hoping for later on in the game in the second half. Well, it will be later on. It could be about 1:30 in the morning.
I can't understand it, what we've done this season, mate. When we've ended up with, for the start of the season, Cantwell, Lammers, we had the guys who were best players, and we didn't play him where he was most effective, which is that in that front, if you like, the middle and midfield behind the forwards line, so he can influence the game. Scott, it's baffled me at times.
Yeah, I've been quite surprised because even against that lot against Ibrox, it was near enough behind Tavernier at some point. And when I was at the game on Sunday, I noticed that that was where Lundstrom was playing. And I'm thinking to myself, we'd be better with Cantwell in there instead of White, because he's obviously he's seen the passing for the goal against Hibs. That's where we want to see Cantwell, as Jaffa said. We want to see him in there creating chances for the forwards. And I know he might come on for the last half hour, and especially with Danilo playing, he'll give them a bit more movement. So that's who I would be playing behind Danilo, Cantwell in that area. Because half the time Lundstrom was getting the ball in that area on Sunday, and we know he's not very creative. So absolutely, he's got to get him back where he was last season, and that's where he was most effective. The last kind of 4 weeks of the season, where he was scoring goals and getting forward into the areas. I don't know how we can all see it, but maybe he might end up there. But I think he's trying to play Lammers in there, and we all know about him. He's not the most popular player at the moment, but
a big game for Scott Lammers tonight, AK. Yeah, we're hoping he'll turn up and hoping he'll get involved. Because if he doesn't, Todd Cantwell's waiting there just for him to get in the hook.
Aye, so he should be. He should be feeling the hot breath down the back of his neck. If not for Cantwell, then certainly for McCausland, So it's competition for places is good for the team. That's what the manager wants. And he wants the availability of the other players to put pressure on other positions within the team, because he's basically dealing with half a squad now. I think he's got about 30 odd players in there, and he's really only got the availability of 15. So to continually play the same guys all the time, they're going to pick up fatigue injuries, and he's got to kind of leave. I think that's the reason why probably Davies has been left out tonight, because of Sunday in mind. So he's utilising his squad there, which is intelligent, the gaffer to do that. But he's obviously looking at...
Could it also be, maybe he thinks that Balogun might be a more physical, better in the air, because they're big centre forwards, Bayeko at 6'4". Would that
absolutely, I think. Yeah, well, the weather conditions, a cold, wet, windy night up in Dundee, you need blood and snotters and roll up the sleeves and get in about them. He's made a physical presence into Balogun, so aye, definitely.
But Davis isn't even on the bench, Davey. That was a surprise.
He's speaking to me.
You're Davey, yeah.
You said Stevie there. No, you're spot on. You're spot on. I just feel that, it's just my opinion, but I think the Almas is just, at the moment, our weakest link at the match regarding crosses and corners, and nothing against the boy. He's good going forward, but I don't think he gets enough cover when he's on Sunday there when that guy was on him. He was all over the boy. I shouldn't have been in there. Golson should have been where he was, but I still think we've got a good bench there tonight, a really good bench. So what you were saying about Lammers is, I'm worried if he just turns up and does his usual. I just hope the manager can hook him as soon as he starts realising that he's the weakest link.
Well, let's hope, Davey, I'll take this to Jaffa, let's hope he turns up and shows some of the glimpses and some of the skills that he showed us in pre-season. I know it's a different kind of football, but he showed touches and he got in the box and he scored a couple of goals, yeah? So let's hope we can do that and then his confidence will grow, because we want our players to be successful. We're critiquing them, we're saying they're playing poorly, only because that's what they're doing, Jaffa.
Aye, I tell you one thing you can't label against Lammers is, see, technically, I mean, he's got ability. It's the rest of his game that's in question. He's getting into good positions, but he's not scoring goals, Ox. He's not even hitting the target a lot of the time. And I think that's what he's got to add that to his game. And he's got a tendency to drift out the game quite a bit, and I can't go that way, players. There's no need for that to happen. But what I will say is, there was a couple of bits on Sunday, really tidy footwork, getting himself out of awkward positions. He's quite happy to take the ball in when there's 2 or 3 players running about him. I think you, as well as, if you're going to, as you say, critique the guy, you've got to also be honest and give the guy some credit as well. He has got some ability, and clearly he must be demonstrating that on the training ground. Because the manager, I don't believe this manager would play him, Ox, if he thought he was carrying him. I think he's addressed the Dessers situation. As he said, look, the manager's on. This is his third league game he's been in now. Is this his fourth game? Third league game. But everybody had a clean sheet of paper. He was giving everybody a chance. And I think the manager's seen enough with Dessers, Ox, as far as with Danilo coming back into the frame. I think obviously Danilo poses much more of a threat. I think Dessers has had his chance. But going back to Lammers, you can't deny that the guy's got ability, but he's just got to do more in the game, and he's getting himself in that forward position, but he's not scoring goals, and that for me is the thing that's going to change. That's going to make or break him, Ox. He needs to start scoring goals because his confidence must be shot.
We'll be relying on him to be the creative spark with Jack and Lundstrom being there. I know sometimes the away games in Scotland you might want players like Jack and Lundstrom, but we need some creativity, Scott, and we're relying on him, right? So we wish him well tonight. But it's not his touch or it's his movement and his lack of desire that we've watched, and that's what we expect guys to move. We expect them to show willing. We expect them to chase back. That's all part of your game, yeah.
Aye, and especially a game like tonight, he's going to have to be like that. But as I said in Sunday. As you say, for me, he drifts out of games too much. He's away 10 minutes, you think to yourselves, he's still on the park. I don't know, maybe he needs one off his backside or something like that, because already he should have had about at least 5 or 6 goals already this season, but he's not been rough like his other kind of clubs. So we're going to have to look to him tonight. Obviously, Cantwell on the bench as well, and hopefully, Seema, I thought he looked a wee bit tired on Sunday after the effort he put in last Thursday. So hopefully he's had a wee kind of rest and he's ready to go tonight. But we're definitely going to need Lammers tonight, because you'll expect Jack and Lundstrom to do the kind of dirty work and give the ball to these guys to supply Danilo for the goals, hopefully.
Hopefully. So it starts tonight. We wish him well, AK, but you're right. You can only critique what you've seen so far, but tonight could be the start, couldn't it? You never know.
Hopefully, and it'll tell us a lot about his character as well, Ox. I mean, this is a typical game in the Scottish League. This is a game that's a must-win for us. If he hasn't got that through to him, then he never will. He's not getting it at all. But, the weather's against us. Dundee's a kind of dogged team. They don't score a lot of goals, but they don't lose many goals, concede many goals or lose many games either. I mean, I think they're sitting 4th in the table, which is a remarkable effort for them now. But for 4th down to second bottom, there's only 4 points or something. So every team's a muchness for there. So it's going to they're going to sit in. They've got to make it difficult. So if there's a game that's made for Lammers tonight, it's tonight. If he gives us that spark, if Scott Wright gets beyond the strikers, the movement of Seema, and hopefully Danilo there to finish it. That's what I'm looking for. Give me a bridge man now, come down the road with 3 points. Come on, the Rangers.
I get that. You know, you take that. This is one of these games. It's not about performance. Like Sunday, Scott, then Jaffa, wasn't about performance. It was just about getting the result and the circumstances. And the night's the same, innit?
The night's the same. Aye. You've got to get 3. We've got to get 3 points tonight, Ox, to get back down the road. And there's just St Mum just scored, so there you go. But aye, get back to your game. Aye, 3 points, as I said. I'll take a 1-0, but I think we'll win 2-0, Ox, to be honest. If we apply ourselves right, we'll go to the players there to win the game. As I said, it'll be a battle. We win the battle, then hopefully our talented players will take over and we'll win the game. I'm predicting 2-0.
Ox, can I ask you something?
On you go, Davey.
And this is for all the boys that are listening here. We're talking about Lammers, right? Do you not find that Lammers is finding everybody? He's been sort of called a tanner ball player. He's all right when he does these wee things, but do you not find this is only my opinion, guys? Do you not think the game's a bit too quick for him here? Your game's very quick. He needs a bit. He looks if he wants to have more time on the ball, and you can't do that in Scottish football.
I just think if your ability is good enough, mate, and your technique's good enough, it doesn't matter how quick it is, you still be able to influence the game, especially the position he plays. Yeah, we're not expecting him to do the yards like Jack all day. Jaffa?
I know what you're saying, Davey, but I mean, he's played. I mean, his CV is quite impressive, actually. I mean, he was at Atalanta. I mean, Italian football's. I don't think MD gets a move into the Italian football, Davey, unless they've got something about them in the locker. I mean, it can be quite a physical league, the Italian league, as we all know. We've all watched enough here, you know, from a defensive point of view. No, I think I think the big guy needs some goals. I think the rest of it would probably fall into place if he got a couple of goals, and he should have a couple of goals. I agree with totally what Scott says. He should have about 5 goals under his belt. That chance he had last week against Sparta, he should have burst the net with that. He should have absolutely burst the net with it. There was one against Hibs the week before where he's right in front of the goals, and any half a yard either side of the goalie, and he chooses and he bangs the post with it. He's only 2 or 3 yards out for the goal line. So I just think he needs some goals. I think the rest of it would fall into place. I'm not saying the guy's no introverted. I think I've read some stuff about him. He's quite a shy guy. You know, I know he's only still a young man. You know, I understand that, but he's in a new country. But listen, he's a professional footballer. I think he just needs to get some goals. But I'll tell you what I will say, if I fit Todd Cantwell and he's healthy, I think Todd Cantwell gets that position all day long. I think Todd Cantwell's a far, far superior footballer than what Sam Lammers is.
Davey?
Aye, Jaffa's spot on. I just still think he gets caught up in more so in the Scottish game, because you know we're always going to get a bit more possession, and I just don't think he's been played in any kind of team who has that kind of dominance, and I think that's what's sort of he's finding it very hard to come to terms with. I'm hope the guy. I mean, I'm like you guys. You see him pre-season against St Newcastle looking smashing, but it's no materialised since then. But well, let's hope you said Ox comes out of his shell and starts doing the business.
Aye. I mean, his decision making's got to improve. I mean, that shot for 35 yards, 40 yards was embarrassing. I don't mind people shooting, but there's times where you don't shoot, Scott. You just put yourself under pressure, yeah?
Yeah, I think not just him, but I think the decision making of the full team has got to be a bit better as well. But there's a time when you shoot and there's a time when you don't shoot. But I think, but as well, Ox as well, he's got to start thinking himself, I've got to start playing here, because if he doesn't, he's going to boot the team. Because obviously we're getting players back. Lawrence is back in training as well, where I would think that would be where he would play as well. And obviously we'll get Cantwell on the bench tonight, but I think he'll get another night and they'll bring Cantwell on. Depends how the game's going, but I think that could be the plan with the manager, I think.
Aye. Listen, I mean, you never know. This could be a special night, Jaffa. The circumstances, things go your way, you know, and the pendulum swings, you know. It could be. As Scott rightly says, the team above us and the team behind us, chasing us in third place, are one up. So we need to win so we can keep our gap against St Mirren, if that makes sense, Jaffa.
Absolutely, Ox. Aye. You know, it's you know, we've all played football, even at you're playing boys club football. You concentrate in your own game, didn't you, all the time? Any manager worth a salt would have drummed that into all players. And I heard Clement saying that yesterday in the press conference. Phil Clement saying, you know, we're all interested in myself, we'll look after ourselves. But you've always got one eye what's going on, Ox. Of course you have. It's natural and it's normal to do that. You know, and if circumstances did fall into place, and listen, that's football. You know, that's what happens in football. You know, teams get into form, teams go to form, teams slip up, injuries take their toll on teams. Other teams get momentum. But and we've got to seize these opportunities when they arise, Ox, because that it's all about putting pressure onto your opposition. And we've not been able to do that for a couple of seasons now, where we've started asking questions. And it's not a pressure even that we're putting on them. It's just the pressure of the league and what happens and you know, and the kind of scope we run about the city and stuff like that, where players start going, oh, you're only this and you're only that. And we've never had a chance to do that. On the media start holding them to account. And we've got to take the opportunities when they arise. So if things do fall into place, great. We've got to, like we did on Sunday, we've got to make sure you win at all costs, no matter what it takes. Get the 3 points and get back down the road. And as the lads have been saying, I'm agreeing. I would take a Bridgeman now, take a 1-0, no injuries and back down the road. I think Alec Kelly said that. I'd have that right now.
What would you prioritise, the injuries or the 1-0, Jaffa?
The 1-0.
Right, so just for people that's joined us, wondering why we're still on, the game's been delayed. The Rangers team has just arrived about 7:30 due to an accident on the way out of Dundee, so we're hoping that nobody's been hurt in the accident. But so the game's been delayed to 8:30, and for them that's joined us, we will give you the Rangers team, which they must have picked on the bus. They must have done it cut gears, Jeff.
The team tonight for the Teddy Bears is Butland, Tavernier, Golson, Balogun, Ridvan, Lundstrom, Jack, Lammers, Seamer, Wright and Danilo. Substitutes are McCrory, Dessers, Cantwell, Cifuentes, Dowell, Sterling, Barisic, King and McCausland.
AK, you must have fell off your receptionist chair when you seen that,
I missed my crutch when I seen that. But we're hoping Lammers is our man tonight. Come on, this is a game where he fills the jersey and he shows us why he's at our club. Because if he's no, see for Southside, he's quickly becoming the Herrera was for yourself, Foxchair. 5 years later, somebody will be pulling him up. Said, what you tell us he was a brilliant player.
I think you'll find that my quote was, he led the line well at Sheffield, which he did. Perhaps the last time he done it as well. To be honest with you, I was suffering for a Severian that day, but that's secondary. But aye, what you say on here becomes fact, becomes legend, as you know, AK.
Yes, don't I know it?
Yes. Listen, the team will be warming up shortly. 8:30 kick-off. We're going to say there'll no be any after-match show. I think you would agree. It's all right for you, AK. The rest of us have got my working Friday.
That's your fault entirely. A wee fall down the stairs will get you a couple of weeks off your work, pal.
Best man falls, Best man falls. Right, so the circumstances are unusual, Scott, but it's all about application attitude, yeah?
Yeah. As long as we show I'd like to see the attitude we showed in the Hibs game, and try and push them, because I thought we had a lot of the ball on Sunday. But, I think Dundee's going to play quite similar tonight. Just sit back and try and maybe hit us in the break. But the application, as I said earlier on, we win the battle, and hopefully our skilled players will take over the game and we'll win the game. But that's what I'm hoping for. But we know what it's going to be like. It'll be windy up there and it'll be a heavy pitch. But it's one of these nights that could actually work out quite well for us if we get the result. Here's hoping anyway.
Obviously, we just have to go and concentrate on our own game. First and foremost, that's all we're interested in.
I think the managers stress that as well, Ox as well, every game. Just take each day, the game as it comes. And that's the right way to go about it. Other results, if they go our way, that's good enough. But we need to concentrate on our own game tonight, win hit, and then let's see what happens after that.
Yeah. Jaffa?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going back to tonight's game, Ox, the way they play at the back. And I'm quite sure that the manager will have analysed them. I would be getting the ball into Danilo as much as possible because they'll be all over him, and they're bruisers at the back. So, picking up fouls running about the box, I think that's got to be the game plan tonight, and getting the ball out wide to Sima and to Scott Wright. I'm really hopeful Sima's going to have a good game tonight, Ox, especially if they are playing three at the back. I know the three's goes five, I get that, but if that's how their setup is, that's what they train as. So I think that leaves gaps in behind, and I think we can exploit that big time. So, but yeah, just concentrating on our own game tonight. Then if things happen, elsewhere, then fair enough. That's a good thing. But concentrating on our own game, get 3 points, and put a performance on. If they can do that, on top of that. But goals are crucial tonight, Ox, and taking chances.
Yeah. Aye, take my chances, make chances, take them. Simple game, Davey.
What I picked up on is I've said it over the last two team selections. We've been playing with 10 men. I don't care what anybody says. We've been playing with 10 men. Tonight, I don't see that. I see a full team out there and a good bench. So I'm very confident tonight. And I'm not usually like that because you know what it's like when you see the jersey at times. You want to be, but it's always in the back of your mind that it's not going to happen. But I think we're going to get out of 11 players tonight. And that's not been happening in the last couple of games, guys.
AK, you know me, I'm the one for spreading rumours or tattles, Yeah, just to let you know, I got a text saying about Davey, his school days, what he said his hobby was. It was an all-boys school he went to. Just letting you know, AK. I've just heard it confirmed. No, that's all I'm saying. It was David that said it, no me, right? AK, it's all about attitude tonight, isn't it? Yeah?
Attitude application, pal. That's what being a Rangers player's all about. Get the sleeves rolled up, blood and snotters, attitude, get in there. Come on, the Rangers.
Scott?
Yep, 100%. Yep, as I said before, attitude application, and turn up, start on the front foot, and take it from there.
You've just got to go and win your end game, Jaffa, yeah? Just got to go and win my end game, yeah?
Just concentrating what we're doing at Ox in our dressing room, with our players and the spirit and amongst the team, and develop that, Ox. And it's nights like this when sometimes teams become, they start, there's a respect built up there amongst each other. And I saw some members of that at the weekend, and I've seen it in the last couple of weeks. And clearly it's the effect of the manager, Ox. They're playing for the manager. They want to play for the manager. And they're listening to him. So if they listen to him and the message is getting through to them, and go out with the right attitude. And if they go out with the right attitude tonight, we'll win the game. But they've got to put the right attitude onto the park, Ox. It's about fighting for each other.
Yeah, last word for your good self, David.
Aye, great. Thanks for having us on. It's always a pleasure coming on to the best show in town. And hopefully we'll get a good result. As we all said, get the win, any injuries, back down the road. Good night, guys.
Cheers, mate.
See you, David.
Bye, mate.
Aye, thanks for taking my call, Ox. Nice to speak to you again. As I said, hopefully 3 points, no injuries, back down the road. Take it from there. It's no one each in that game, by the way. Just I thought I'd so.
You've just ruined everybody's night. No,
I know.
Yeah, you're not getting good news. You don't get bad news.
I know. But, we just need to win our game, and that's it. All the best, guys. Take care.
Cheers, mate. AK.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys. A wee unexpected appearance tonight, but I'll volunteer tomorrow night. I know then.
You've got
Hopefully things work out.
100% increase in salary for a night's job you've done.
But yourself and Jaffa done a great job, but well done. Come on, the Rangers. Let's get a victory.
Here. No aftermatch show tonight due to the lateness of the game finishing. Yeah, the technical team need their beauty sleep, Jaffa.
Absolutely, yep. And I totally commend that, and I think that's a good decision, Ox. So, yep, let's hope we get a victory, Ox. Thanks for having me on Rangers Radio. Always a pleasure, mate. And come on, the Rangers.
Here. Thanks to old David for joining us, Scott. Good to hear from Scott. Not heard from him for a while. AK in a dual capacity this evening, and the one and only Jaffa. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals and keeping us updated to what's happening. Thanks to everybody for listening. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. Sorry there's no post-match show, but you'll understand why when you see what time the game finishes. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, everybody, travelling back for the game. Come on, the Rangers. Take it away. Old School Blue.